On a far-off planet called Zephora, where the ground was covered in strange purple plants and the sky glowed with two suns, a lone human explorer named Alex found himself in a thrilling adventure. He was an ordinary guy, but he had a heart full of curiosity and a spirit eager for exploration. Alex was there on a mission to map uncharted territories and gather information about new worlds for Earth. Little did he know that he was about to cross paths with one of the galaxy's most fearsome creatures. As Alex navigated through dense forests filled with vibrant alien life, he felt a mixture of excitement and nervousness. He had heard stories of the Grithak, a massive predator known for its razor-sharp claws and glowing eyes. This creature was said to be the ultimate hunter, feared by all who lived on Zephora. Many explorers had vanished without a trace after encountering it, but Alex was determined to observe it from a safe distance, armed with nothing but his trusty field recorder and his wits. After hours of trekking, Alex finally reached a clearing. His heart raced as he spotted something enormous moving in the shadows. The ground trembled slightly under its weight. He held his breath and crept closer, his eyes widening as he caught his first glimpse of the Grithak. It stood at least 12 feet tall with sleek black fur that glistened in the sunlight. Its powerful body was built for speed and strength, and its massive jaws were filled with teeth that could crush bone. Alex's instincts screamed at him to run, but his fascination kept him rooted to the spot. Suddenly, the Grithak turned its head and their eyes met. For a moment, time seemed to freeze. Alex was struck by the creature's intense gaze, filled with intelligence and something else: curiosity. Instead of charging at him, the Grithak tilted its head as if trying to understand what this strange creature was doing in its territory. Alex felt a strange connection in that instant, as if they were two beings from different worlds sharing a silent conversation. Then the unexpected happened. As Alex slowly reached into his pack, he remembered the dried meat he had saved for emergencies. With a mix of fear and hope, he held it out toward the Grithak. "Here, buddy," he said softly, his voice barely above a whisper. The Grithak hesitated, its nostrils flaring as it sniffed the air. Alex's heart raced. Would it see him as food or as a friend? After what felt like an eternity, the Grithak took a cautious step forward. Its enormous paw landed just inches from Alex, and he could see the power in those muscles. He remained still, his hand steady as he offered the meat. To his shock, the creature sniffed the offering and, with a quick movement, snatched it from his hand. Alex couldn't believe it. The Grithak was eating from him. As the predator chewed, it looked back at Alex, a mix of curiosity and wariness still evident in its eyes. Slowly, Alex took another step forward, emboldened by this unexpected development. He knelt down, extending his hand once more, this time empty. "See? No harm," he murmured, his heart racing with both excitement and fear. The Grithak watched him closely, its fierce demeanor softening just a bit. Over the next few days, Alex returned to the clearing, each time bringing food and hoping for the same response. Each encounter felt like a dance between fear and trust. With every offering, the Grithak began to let its guard down, accepting Alex's presence with a mixture of curiosity and caution. Alex learned to read the creature's body language, when it was relaxed, when it was on alert, and when it was ready to play. But as their bond grew, so did the concern from the Galactic Council, which monitored activities on Zephora. Unknown to Alex, the Council was watching everything unfold through hidden cameras, and they were far from pleased. The Grithak was not just a predator. It was a symbol of power in the galaxy. The Council believed that allowing a human to bond with such a creature could upset the balance of power among alien races. They gathered in a vast chamber, filled with holographic displays of the universe and a council of wise leaders debating Alex's actions. "This human is a fool!" shouted one member, slamming a fist on the table. "He's playing with fire. We cannot let this continue." Another counselor chimed in. "If this bond grows stronger, it could lead to an uprising against us." As Alex returned to the clearing for what he thought was just another day of exploration, he was blissfully unaware of the brewing storm above him. The Council's reaction would soon change everything. For now, though, he focused on building trust with the Grithak, unaware that he was standing on the edge of a much larger conflict. Little did he know, this friendship could either be his greatest asset or his biggest downfall. As the days turned into weeks, Alex found himself returning to the clearing on Zephora more often. Each visit felt like a new adventure, and with every passing day, his bond with the Grythic grew stronger. What had started as a cautious friendship between a human and a deadly predator was becoming something truly extraordinary. Alex had learned that the Grythic had a playful side. After feeding it, he noticed how it would roll on the ground like a giant cat, its massive body tumbling over the soft purple plants. Alex laughed every time, realizing that even the most fearsome creature could have moments of joy. He began to mimic its actions, rolling on the ground beside the Grythic. To his surprise, it responded by nudging him with its large head, as if inviting him to join in the fun. This was a game they both enjoyed, and Alex couldn't help but smile at the absurdity of it all. Here he was, a human, playing with a creature that could easily tear him apart. As they spent more time together, Alex noticed something amazing. The Grythic was not just a killer, it was intelligent and full of personality. He began to understand its sounds. Soft growls meant it was happy, while sharp barks indicated annoyance. They communicated in their own way, forming a unique language built on trust and understanding. Every time he brought food, the Grythic would wag its tail like appendage and jump excitedly, almost like a dog welcoming its owner home. One day, Alex decided to test their bond even further. He brought a small blanket, one that he had used during his camping trips on Earth. He laid it down in the clearing and sat cross-legged, hoping to share something special with his new friend. As he relaxed, the Grythic approached cautiously, its eyes glinting with curiosity. It sniffed the blanket, then plopped down next to him, its massive body casting a shadow over Alex. Feeling bold, Alex gently reached out and touched the Grythic's fur. To his amazement, the creature didn't pull away. Instead, it leaned into his touch, and Alex felt a rush of warmth in his heart. "You like that, huh?" he said softly, scratching behind its ears. The Grythic made a deep, rumbling sound, a mix between a growl and a purr, which made Alex laugh. It was clear that their friendship was blossoming. News of their unusual bond began to spread among the other creatures of Zephora. Other animals started to approach, curious about this strange human and the mighty Grythic. They watched from the bushes as Alex played with his newfound friend, tossing small pieces of food for the Grythic to chase. The sight of a human and a predator playing together was something none of them had ever seen before. But as their bond grew stronger, so did the concern from the Galactic Council. The leaders feared that this friendship could lead to a revolution among the other alien races. They believed that if other species saw a human gaining the trust of a powerful predator, they might start to see humanity as equals, or worse, as a threat. "We must act quickly," one counselor warned. "If we don't stop this, it could change the balance of power in the galaxy." Back on Zephora, Alex felt completely at ease with the Grythic. He never imagined that this powerful creature would become his friend. They would explore the jungles together, the Grythic leading the way with its keen senses, alerting Alex to dangers ahead. It was during one of these adventures that Alex discovered a hidden cave, its entrance partially covered by vines. Curious, he motioned for the Grythic to follow him inside. As they ventured into the dark cave, Alex could feel the excitement bubbling inside him. The walls glistened with strange crystals that emitted a soft blue light, illuminating their path. The cave was filled with strange echoes, and the air was cool and refreshing. Alex marveled at the beauty around him, but he also felt a sense of unease. What if something dangerous was lurking within? The Grythic seemed to sense his apprehension. It stayed close to Alex, its body ready to protect him. Suddenly, a low growl echoed from deeper within the cave, causing both Alex and the Grythic to freeze in place. Alex's heart raced. Was this another predator or something worse? Just then, a shadow moved in the darkness, and Alex's instincts kicked in. He quickly whispered to the Grythic, "Stay close!" The Grythic, alert and tense, positioned itself between Alex and the source of the sound. As the first enforcer reached him, Alex swung the branch, striking the enforcer's arm. The enforcer stumbled back, surprised by the human's strength and determination. But before Alex could react further, more enforcers closed in, surrounding him and the Grythic. The Grythic leapt into action, using its powerful body to push through the enemies. It roared again, causing the enforcers to hesitate for just a moment. That was all the time Alex needed. He darted in and out, dodging attacks and keeping the enforcers busy, while the Grithak took down those who got too close. The battle raged on, and Alex quickly realized that they were outnumbered. But he refused to give up. "We can do this! Just keep fighting!" he encouraged the Grithak, who responded with fierce determination. Together they fought valiantly, showing the enforcers that their bond was not something to be underestimated. Suddenly, the lead enforcer stepped back, assessing the situation. "This isn't working! We need to regroup!" he shouted, frustration evident in his voice. But Alex saw the fear in the enforcer's eyes. They were not prepared for the strength of his bond with the Grithak. The tide began to turn as the Grithak pushed forward, using its agility and power to intimidate the remaining enforcers. It was clear that the creature was more than just a predator. It was a protector, ready to defend its human friend at all costs. Realizing they were losing ground, the lead enforcer growled, "Fall back! We cannot defeat them today!" The remaining enforcers hesitated but eventually retreated, their faces filled with disbelief and anger. Alex stood, panting heavily, his heart racing from the adrenaline of battle. The Grithak was beside him, breathing heavily but triumphant. They had defended their friendship, but the fight was far from over. Alex knew the council would not give up easily, and they would be back for revenge. As the dust settled and the forest fell silent, Alex looked at his friend. "We did it! We showed them we are stronger together." The Grithak nuzzled him affectionately, its eyes shining with loyalty and pride. They had faced danger and emerged victorious, but Alex couldn't shake the feeling that this was just the beginning. Determined to prepare for whatever challenges lay ahead, Alex knew he needed to gather support. They would need allies to stand against the Galactic Council's might. Together, he and the Grithak would find a way to unite the creatures of Zephora and show the galaxy that their friendship was something worth fighting for. With newfound resolve, Alex turned to the Grithak. "Let's go find our friends and make sure we're ready for the next battle." The Grithak let out a soft growl as if in agreement, and together, they ventured deeper into the forest, ready to forge alliances and prepare for the showdown that was surely coming. After the intense showdown with the Galactic Council's enforcers, Alex and the Grithak knew they had to act quickly. The battle had shown them that their bond was strong, but it also made them realize that the Council would not rest until they had separated them. Determined to stand together, they set off to rally support from the creatures of Zephora. As they traveled through the beautiful landscapes of the planet, Alex thought about how to convince the various alien species to join their cause. He had learned that fear often kept them divided. Many of the aliens were scared of the Council's power, while others were simply unsure about humans. Alex knew he had to change their minds and show them that unity was the key to survival. Their first stop was a gathering of the forest dwellers, small but clever creatures known as the Phylans. These beings were known for their agility and intelligence, and Alex hoped they would see the value in joining forces. When they arrived at the meeting place, a beautiful glade filled with colorful flowers and glowing plants, Alex felt a surge of hope. "Please, everyone, listen!" he called out as he stood before the gathering. "I know many of you are afraid of the Galactic Council, but we can fight back together. The Grithak and I have proven that friendship is stronger than fear." The Phylans looked at each other, their small eyes wide with curiosity. One of the Phylan leaders stepped forward, her voice trembling slightly. "But how can we trust you, human? You are from a species that the Council despises. What if you betray us?" Alex took a deep breath, knowing he had to be honest. "I understand your fears. I was once afraid too, but I promise I want to help you. The Council only wants to control us. Together we can stand against them." He gestured to the Grithak, who stood proudly by his side. "This creature fought to protect me. It cares about our friendship, and so should we." The Phylans exchanged glances, and slowly, their expressions began to change. "Maybe it is time to put aside our fears," another Phylan said softly. "If we join together, we may be stronger than we think." With that, the Phylans agreed to join Alex and the Grithak. Excited, they began to plan a larger gathering to invite other species across Zephora. Alex felt a surge of hope as he saw the courage in their eyes. If they could unite, they could stand against the Council. Next, they traveled to the coastal cities where the Meraxes, aquatic beings with shimmering scales and graceful movements, lived. Alex and the Grithak shared their story with the Meraxes, explaining how the Council's power threatened everyone, including the sea dwellers. We need your help to protect our home, Alex urged. The Maraxes listened intently, their eyes reflecting the colors of the ocean. One elder Marax spoke up, his voice deep and resonant. We have always kept to ourselves, but perhaps it is time to unite with the land creatures. We can help you from the waters. The council may fear what they do not understand. With the Maraxes on their side, the coalition continued to grow. Over the next few weeks, Alex and the Grithak traveled from village to village, gathering more and more allies. They met the Skorans, tough creatures who lived in the mountains, and the Florians, who had the power to manipulate plants. Each species added their strength to the alliance, and Alex felt the tide turning in their favor. As the day of the final confrontation with the Galactic Council approached, Alex's confidence grew. With his allies by his side, he felt ready to face whatever the council would throw at them. They held a large gathering in the heart of Zephora, where all the allied species came together to discuss their plan. Today we stand united, Alex declared, his voice ringing through the crowd. We are not just individuals from different worlds. We are one. Together we can show the Galactic Council that they cannot divide us. The crowd erupted in cheers, their voices merging into a powerful roar of determination. The Grithak stood beside Alex, its fierce presence reminding everyone of the strength they could summon when they worked together. On the day of the showdown, the Allied forces gathered at the Council's stronghold, a massive fortress that loomed over Zephora. The air crackled with tension, and Alex felt a mix of fear and excitement. He looked at the faces of his friends, both new and old, and knew they were ready. As the Galactic Council emerged from their fortress, their expressions were a mix of surprise and anger. "You dare to challenge us?" the lead counselor shouted, looking at the gathered forces. "You are nothing but a bunch of misfits!" But Alex stepped forward, emboldened by the support of his allies. "We may be different, but together we are strong. We refuse to be controlled by your fear any longer." The council's enforcers moved to attack, but the united front of the Philons, Maraxes, Skorans, and Florians stood firm. With the Grithak at his side, Alex charged forward. The allies fought with bravery, using their unique abilities to push back against the council's forces. The battle raged on, but the united creatures of Zephora were relentless. They fought not just for themselves, but for the right to live freely, without fear of oppression. The council began to falter, realizing that they had underestimated the strength of unity. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, the council was forced to retreat. The creatures of Zephora erupted in celebration, their voices echoing through the planet. They had stood together and triumphed against a great evil. Alex stood with the Grithak, watching as the once divided species embraced each other in joy. "We did it!" he exclaimed, filled with pride. "We showed them that together we are unstoppable." From that day forward, the creatures of Zephora vowed to protect each other and maintain their alliance. Alex and the Grithak had not only forged an unbreakable bond, but had also brought hope and courage to a world that had once been filled with fear. They knew that as long as they stood together, they could face anything the galaxy threw at them. And so, with a heart full of hope and a strong friendship, Alex looked toward the horizon, ready for whatever adventures awaited them in the future. Together, they would continue to explore the wonders of the galaxy, proving that love and friendship could conquer even the darkest of fears. The council convened in secret meetings, their discussions filled with worry and anger. They watched Alex and the Grithak closely through hidden cameras, observing their every move. "This human is a danger to our authority," one counselor insisted, his voice filled with frustration. "If we don't act quickly, he will inspire others to do the same. Imagine humans roaming freely with our most powerful creatures." Meanwhile, on the surface of Zephora, Alex continued to explore the planet with his Grithak friend. They ventured into dense forests, climbed rocky hills, and swam in beautiful lakes. Alex had never felt so free and alive. The Grithak, once a fearsome predator, had become his loyal companion. They shared many exciting adventures, hunting for food and playing games. Their laughter echoed through the trees, creating a harmony that made Alex forget the troubles of the galaxy. But the Council's dark shadow loomed over them. Rumors began to spread among the various alien species living on Zephora. Some saw the bond between Alex and the Grithak as a sign of change, while others viewed it as a threat. "Humans don't belong here," whispered a voice among the crowd at a nearby alien market. "They are weak and should not be trusted." One day, as Alex and the Grithak were returning from an exciting day of exploration, they stumbled upon a gathering of different alien races. Curious, Alex approached the group, but the atmosphere quickly turned hostile. Many of the aliens were whispering among themselves, glancing nervously at him and the Grithak. The leader of the gathering, a tall creature with bright blue skin and piercing yellow eyes, stepped forward. "What do you think you are doing here, human?" the alien asked, his tone sharp. "You think you can just come here and befriend our most powerful creature? The Grithak does not belong to you!" Alex felt a knot tighten in his stomach. He opened his mouth to explain, but before he could say anything, another alien shouted, "Get out! We don't want your kind here!" The crowd began to murmur in agreement, their fear palpable. The Grithak, sensing the tension, stood protectively beside Alex, growling softly. This only escalated the situation, as the gathered aliens saw the powerful predator as a threat. Alex raised his hands in peace, trying to calm the situation. "Please, I'm not here to harm anyone." "The Grithak is my friend," he pleaded, but the crowd didn't listen. Seeing the fear in their eyes, Alex knew he had to do something to diffuse the tension. "I can show you that humans can be different. We can work together," he said, hoping to appeal to their sense of community. But the leader shook his head, stepping closer to Alex. "Your kind has always taken more than they give," he spat. "We do not want your friendship, human. You are not welcome here." Feeling rejected, Alex turned away, his heart heavy. He felt a sense of loss. He had wanted to show them that he was different, that he cared for Zephora and its creatures. He glanced at the Grithak, who looked back at him with understanding. It was clear that their bond was strong, but the world around them was not ready to accept it. That night, as they sat together under the two suns setting over the horizon, Alex reflected on the day's events. He realized that their friendship might not be enough to bridge the gap between humans and the other alien races. The fear and distrust ran deep, and the Galactic Council was stirring the pot of conflict from the shadows. Back at the council chamber, the leaders were furious. "We cannot allow this friendship to continue," one member said, slamming his fist on the table. "We must take action before it's too late. We can't let humans and Grithaks unite against us." Plans were being made to intervene directly. They decided to send a group of elite enforcers to Zephora, tasked with capturing the Grithak and sending a clear message to Alex and any other humans who might think about forging similar bonds. "We will show them the consequences of defying the council," the leader declared, his eyes narrowing with determination. Meanwhile, Alex began to prepare for the unexpected. He sensed that something was brewing, and the tension in the air was undeniable. He knew that he had to protect the Grithak and their friendship. He decided to venture out more often, gathering information and keeping an eye out for any signs of trouble. He also spoke with the other creatures of Zephora, hoping to build connections and trust among them. But as the sun set on another day, the sense of impending danger loomed over him. The galaxy was not a safe place, and he knew that their bond could put them both in grave danger. With determination in his heart, Alex vowed to stand by his friend no matter what challenges lay ahead. Together, they would face whatever was coming, ready to fight for their friendship and for a future where humans and aliens could coexist peacefully.